At the end of a family lunch, my sister said, "Please don't tag along next week. It'll mess with the vibe." My mom looked away. My dad didn't disagree. I smiled. That night, I canceled the group tour, froze the joint travel card, and removed my name from the trip insurance. At check-in, they were denied entry. My dad called 3 times. Then a message from my brother, "We can't board." "What did you do?" I texted back, "She actually said it." I didn't say anything right away. I just sat there holding my fork, thinking how surreal it all was. Like I'd slipped into a parallel universe where my younger sister was in charge of family decisions and I was some distant cousin who got a pity invite. The table went quiet, but not the kind of quiet where someone's about to speak up and fix it. It was the kind where everyone silently agrees to let the moment die. My mom looked at her plate like it was suddenly fascinating. My dad didn't even flinch. Not a word. Not even a "come on, Claire." I don't know why I looked to him for anything. I don't remember the last time he stood up for me. I smiled. Not because I was fine, but because I refused to give them the satisfaction. If I looked angry, I'd be overreacting. If I defended myself, I'd be dramatic. Smiling was neutral. It let them think I didn't care. The truth? I cared more than I should have because this wasn't just about the trip. It never is. It was years of being treated like the fallback plan, the babysitter, the bank, the guy who gets the couch because the kids need the guest rooms. The one who doesn't understand real responsibility because he doesn't have a mortgage or a family. So, he can pay more, right? He can cover things. He can be flexible. I went home that night and opened my laptop. The first thing I did was cancel the group tour, the one I researched, negotiated, and paid for. Gone. Then the cooking class, the vineyard day, the chartered boat, all tied to my account, all requiring my authorization. Without me, the bookings disappeared. Then I froze the joint travel card, the same card I opened so they wouldn't rack up fees on their own, the one Claire used to book her upgraded flights and Eric used for the villa deposit. Useless now. And because I knew exactly how this would play out, I went one step further. I removed myself from the travel insurance policy and flagged the airline tickets under my name for fraud review. You can't check in online when the cardholder reports unauthorized use. I made sure of that. The silence was beautiful until check-in day. I was at home watching TV when my phone buzzed. First call from Dad, ignored. Second call from Dad, declined. Third call, voicemail this time, but I didn't listen. Then came the text from Eric, "We can't board." "What did you do?" I typed one line, "Enjoy the vibe." And then, without even closing the thread, I opened my banking app and canceled the automatic rent payment I'd been sending to his landlord, $700 a month for 2 years because Eric's credit was garbage and I had more room in my budget. Not anymore. It hurt more than I expected it to. Not just because of the money, but because I really believed for a long time that this family saw me, that they appreciated me. I think I needed to believe that. But that lunch, that sentence, proved what I've been afraid to admit. I wasn't part of the family trip. I was the sponsor. Not anymore. They didn't call the next morning. I expected at least a furious group text, maybe a guilt-laced message from Mom, but nothing. Just silence, the kind that says, "We don't know how to deal with this yet." I pictured them pacing through the airport lobby, Claire trying to speak to someone at the counter while Eric's kids whined in the background. I imagined my dad standing back with his arms crossed, watching it unravel, and probably thinking it was all unnecessary drama. I went about my day like I wasn't the cause of the implosion. Made coffee, cleaned up a bit, went to the gym. There was no one texting me last-minute booking confirmations, no one asking if I could cover tips for the drivers, no one asking if I had downloaded the travel insurance documents. The silence was strange, peaceful, a little addictive. Late that evening, a message from my mom popped up, "We're staying at a hotel near the airport. Claire is upset. Eric's kids are exhausted. Can you please call me?" No apology, no acknowledgement of what actually happened. Just emotional leverage. I stared at it for a full minute before locking my phone and walking away. I wasn't going to be the fixer this time. The next day, they went somewhere else. Not Europe. Not the trip I'd planned. They ended up doing a cheap resort package in Florida, 2 rooms, basic buffet, no excursions. They didn't post much. Just one photo of the kids by a hotel pool. No tags, no geolocation, no "wish you were here." It looked like a funeral with palm trees. Then nothing. 4 days of radio silence until Friday night. I was watching a movie when someone buzzed my apartment. No heads up, no message, just the intercom lighting up again and again. I answered, thinking it might be a delivery, and heard Eric's voice, "Open the door, man." I hesitated, then buzzed him in. He walked in like he lived there. Didn't sit down. Just stood in the middle of the living room, arms stiff at his sides. "You seriously messed everything up. No hello, no how have you been?" Just that. He launched into it. Claire was furious, Dad was humiliated, the kids were confused, Mom was stressed. He said the whole thing had spiraled into a disaster because I chose to act like a child over one comment. I let him talk. Then I asked him, how many trips had I paid for? How many hotel upgrades, how many dinners, how many fees had I quietly covered? Did anyone even notice when I booked the nicer van so the kids wouldn't be cramped in the back seat? He shifted, started talking about how that's just what families do, how money shouldn't be used to keep score. He said I made them look stupid stranded at the airport like that. I asked him when the last time was that he paid his own rent without my help. That stopped him. "You're really going to throw that in my face?" I didn't answer. I opened my phone, showed him the payment log, 2 years, $700 every month. I asked if he had ever planned to take it over or if he just thought I'd pay forever. He said he thought I didn't mind, that I never said anything. Exactly. Then I told him something that surprised even me. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't even hurt. I was just done. I'm not the extra guy anymore. You either treat me like a brother or not at all. But I'm not your wallet. He stood there for a while looking like he wanted to argue, but he didn't. He just left. I locked the door behind him and blocked his number. That was the real break, the kind you don't come back from without something changing for real. And I knew it had to start with me because I was the only one who ever acted like things were fine when they weren't. Let them sit with the silence for once because I'd been sitting in it for years. A week passed. No messages, no voicemails, no sarcastic family group chat memes from Claire, not even a payment request from Eric's landlord. It was like someone had hit mute on the entire family, the kind of silence that feels like both punishment and relief. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't try to break it. I figured they were regrouping, trying to come up with a strategy, a way to paint what happened as an overreaction on my part. Maybe even blaming each other behind closed doors. I imagine my name getting thrown around in sentences like, he's always been sensitive, or, you know how he gets. Let them. I wasn't going to explain myself again. I'd done that enough. Then Sunday morning, a text popped up. Simple. From my dad, let's talk. Just you and me. I stared at it longer than I should have. My first instinct was to ignore it. But something about the wording caught me. He didn't say, we need to talk or you owe us a conversation. Just let's talk. Just us. So I said, if you want to talk, come here.